Kevin Love by Joan M. Fisherman. Ordered this book for the library last year. Let It Fly, table of contents. Okay. Let It Fly. Basketball fans at the Target Center in Minneapolis stood and cheered with surprise on November 21st, 2012. Minnesota Timberwolves forward Kevin Love had just came onto the court. This was Love's first game of the 2012-2013 National Basketball Association NBA season. He had broken a bone in his hand just a few weeks before the season began in October. Most people didn't think he'd be back on the court until December. Not even Kevin's teammates knew for sure that Minnesota's star player would be back that night. I didn't want to make a big deal about it, Kevin said. Kevin warms up before the game against the Denver Nuggets. Kevin had called his father before the game. He told his dad that he was playing that night and asked for advice. Let it fly, Stan Love said. Kevin took his father's advice to heart. He started to play the game on fire. He made layups. He hit three-point shots. Kevin scored 16 points in the first quarter. The big forward put up 6 points in the second quarter. Then Kevin scored 3 points in the third quarter, but the Denver Nuggets didn't give up. Minnesota had a small lead, 73-69. Denver coach Carl knew his team still had to win. Kevin Love's an all-star player, but it's a 48-minute game, said Coach Carl. Kevin continued to score. He beat other players to rebounds. But the Denver's coach was right about his team. The Nuggets scored 32 points in the fourth quarter. They won the game 101-94. Kevin scored a total of 34 points. He also grabbed 14 rebounds. Kevin's uncle is a famous rock star, Mike Love of the Beach Boys. Kevin jumps for a layup. I haven't practiced, so I just kind of threw myself into the game, hoping something good was going to happen, Kevin said. Minnesota lost the game, but they could count on the good things happening with their star player back on the court. Minnesota coach Rick Alderman talks to Kevin Love during the game. The city of Lake Oswego is near Oswego Lake in Oregon. Basketball family. Kevin Wesley Love was born September 7, 1988 in Santa Monica, California. His parents are Karen and Stan Love. Kevin has an older brother named Colin and a younger sister named Emily. The family moved to Lake Oswego, Oregon, soon after Kevin was born. Stan Love to the right played in the NBA. Stan played 4 seasons in the NBA in the 1970s. He taught Kevin the game. My dad put the ball in my hands and had me working hard at an early age, Kevin said. His father also showed him videos of NBA greats. My dad likes to say when other kids were watching Big Bird, I was watching Larry Bird. Larry Bird played 13 seasons for the Boston Celtics. He is a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Stan played for the Los Angeles Lakers during 1973 and the 1974 season. His teammate was basketball legend Jerry West. Stan brought a Jerry West jersey from home for his son. Years later, Kevin posted a photo of himself on the internet wearing the jersey. The young Kevin in the photo is pretending to take a shot, doing my best Jerry West impression. Kevin posted with the photo, "Thanks for the jersey, Dad." Kevin's father taught him well, and the young player worked hard on his game. Kevin was named a starter on the Lake Oswego High School varsity basketball team for the 2003-2004 season. He was just a freshman. It's rare for a freshman to make the varsity team. Kevin's father, Stan, played pro basketball for the Baltimore Bullets, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the San Antonio Spurs. The Bullets later became the Washington Wizards. That's his dad right there. It's really cool. Kevin dunks the ball during a basketball game, a high school game. Kevin proved that he belonged on the team. He averaged more than 13 points per game. The Lake Oswego Lakers finished the season with a 19-9 record. The 2004-2005 season was even better for Kevin and the Lakers. They won 21 games and lost only 8. The team made it all the way to the state championship where they finally lost. While Kevin was still in high school, people began to wonder if he might play in the NBA someday. High school hero. Kevin's sophomore season was a big success. He was named Oregon High School Basketball Player of the Year at a youth basketball camp. He was also voted most likely to play in the NBA. But Kevin had a long way to go before he could think about joining the NBA. The Lakers showed that they were one of the best teams in Oregon again in 2005-2006. Kevin and his teammates won 26 games. They lost only 3 times all year. Lake Oswego made it to the state championship game again. Kevin scored 24 points and snagged 9 rebounds. Lake Oswego beat the Soft Medford High School 59-57. The Lakers were state champions. Kevin celebrates his team's victory after the 2006 state championship game. Lake Oswego, Oregon is located just a few minutes south of the city of Portland. Kevin averaged 28 points and more than 16 rebounds per game in 2005-2006. He was named the Oregon Player of the Year for the second time in a row. Kevin still had one more year of high school basketball to play, but people were beginning to wonder where he would go to college. His father had gone to the University of Oregon. Stan was one of the best scorers in Oregon Ducks basketball history. Many people thought Kevin would follow in his father's footsteps. Okay. Kevin goes up for another basket during his final year of high school. Kevin was a basketball star by the time he left high school. In 2006-2007, the season was another good one for Kevin and the Lakers. They won 26 games and made it to the state championship game for the third year in a row. This time they lost to Soft Medford 58-54. Kevin was upset about the loss, but it was still a great season for the big forward. He scored more than 30 points and grabbed 17 rebounds per game. Kevin also averaged 4 assists per game. After the season, Kevin was named Oregon Player of the Year. This was the third year in a row he had taken home the award. He also won the Gatorade National Male Athlete of the Year award. Okay. Kevin poses with Maya Moore at the 2007 ESPY Awards. Big man on campus. The University of California in Los Angeles has a long basketball history. UCLA. Big man on campus. There was no question that Kevin had a chance to be a star at the next level. Some scouts thought Kevin was the best high school player in the United States. Every college in the country would have been happy to add him to their teams. Kevin announced that he was going to UCLA. Kevin had a good relationship with UCLA Bruins coach Ben Howland. The coach had been in touch with Kevin since the young player was in 8th grade. Kevin remembers telling Howland about his decision to join the Bruins. When I told Coach Howland, he almost started crying. He was so happy, said Kevin. He talks to Coach Howland during practice. There were other good reasons to choose UCLA. Famous basketball players such as Bill Walton and Lou Alcindor had played for the high school. Alcindor later changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Bruins had won the national championship 11 times. They had a big-time tradition there, Kevin said. Kevin set out to add to UCLA's long basketball history. The freshman forward led his team to 7 victories in a row before losing to the University of Texas. Then the Bruins won 9 more games before falling. Famous players such as Lou Alcindor. That's Kareem. To the University of Southern California. On January 24, 2008, Kevin and the Bruins traveled to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Ducks. Kevin's father went to the game along with other family members. Stan still had good memories of playing for Oregon when he was in college. But many Oregon fans were angry that Kevin had chosen to go to UCLA rather than play close to home. Kevin celebrates with a teammate during a game against USC. Former UCLA coach John Wooden is the most successful college basketball coach ever. He and his team won 88 games in a row from 1971 to 1974. Kevin makes a basket against the Ducks. People yelled cruel things at the Love family. Some held up signs with angry messages. Others threw popcorn in empty cups. Stan was upset. "I'll never go back there," he said. Kevin put the angry fans out of his mind. He scored 26 points with 18 rebounds. The Bruins won 80-75. Kevin takes a shot against the University of Memphis. Getting better. UCLA would lose only one more game during the 2007-2008 regular season. They entered the National Collegiate Athletic Association (NCAA) tournament in March. Kevin and the Bruins won game after game. They made it all the way to the Final Four, but they finally lost to the University of Memphis 78-63. It had been a great season for Kevin and the Bruins, but he would not be back for his sophomore year. Kevin announced in April that he was going to enter the NBA draft. "I feel like I'm in the right spot to take my game to the next level," he said. "Since I was 5 years old, this has been a dream of mine." On June 26, 2008, the Memphis Grizzlies chose Kevin with the 5th pick in the draft. They quickly traded him to Minnesota. Kevin smiles after being chosen in the 2008 NBA draft. The Los Angeles Lakers used to play in Minnesota. The Minneapolis Lakers moved to Los Angeles before the 1960-1961 season. The Timberwolves were not a good team. They had lost 58 games during the 2008-2009 season. They won only 24. But Kevin gave them some hope for the future. He averaged more than 11 points per game during his rookie season. He also grabbed more than 9 rebounds per game. Kevin was getting bigger and better and better. But the 2009-2010 season was the worst for the team. The Timberwolves finished with a record of 15-67. The Timberwolves were not a good team in 2009-2010, but Kevin played hard every day. Kevin looks to pass during a game. Minnesota didn't do much better in 2010 and 2011. They ended the season with 17 wins and 65 losses. But Kevin was great. He took his scoring and rebounding to new levels. On November 12, 2010, Kevin scored 31 points against the New York Knicks. He also snagged 31 rebounds. No NBA player had scored 30 points and grabbed 30 rebounds in a game since Moses Malone in 1982. It seemed like no matter what anybody did, I was going to go and get those rebounds, Kevin said after the game. "I impressed myself." Kevin broke his hand early in the 2012-2013 season. Then he hurt his knee and had surgery. He missed most of the season. Some of Kevin's fans cheered him on during a game. The Timberwolves had a lot to look forward with Kevin leading the way. "I know this team is hungry," Kevin said. "I'm hungry myself. The only thing we can do now is just look toward the future." That's Kevin slapping his teammate's hand. Okay, career highlights. 2012, 2013. Missed first weeks of the season with a broken hand. 2011 and 12. Named to the NBA All-Star Game for the second time. Okay, and as you can see, those are some really, really good career highlights. That goes all the way back to 2003. All right, that's the end of the book. Thank you all.